Man, this your boy Bass, and y'all tuned into another episode of Ian's podcast. Man, this podcast, we gonna touch on a little bit more about relationships, maintaining relationships. And if you running a business, we talking about, man, that customer support and then just client relationship management, man. But we don't realize these is like key to like the overall essence of your whole life. Just really understanding how to maintain and manage relationships around you. If you ever been a hustler, you ever trying to get into business and you trying to do this entrepreneurship, no matter if you're trying to do it at a big or small scale, you'll be able to understand that managing your relationships that you have with either your vendors, your clientele, or just other people that's just operating the same business industry of you is quite crucial, especially where you're trying to advance in your industry or advance at your work job or something like that. You're going to need those type of relationships. And a lot of times, I feel like in this day and era, it's so quick to say, fuck this person, fuck that person, I don't need you, I can do it all by myself, and yada, 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 which is pretty cool, but realize that the system is really built off of you doing that. And more so of when you utilize and you work through and you manage those relationships, that is also a valuable skill trait to have in life, but it's also valuable in business. Due to you able to cultivate and deliver a message, like a really tailored message that you understand will be digested by your audience. You feel me? Just the motherfuckers you talk to. Like, long story short, like if you got an uncle or somebody that you know that's like a hood mechanic, right? I always use this for example. Like where I'm from, we always used to have like a hood mechanic or something like that, right? Now the hood mechanic is, as the title will say, the hood mechanic. He's a mechanic for everybody in the hood. But for some odd reason, when he talks to you and you talk to him, it's like he's only your mechanic. And and most of the ones that do it so well, they do it so well to the point where even in your head, you believe that they your only mechanic. I mean, that like they only your mechanic. Like you'll get to brag it to your friends and stuff like that when it come down to referring them for as, hey man, go talk to my mechanic, my ooh. And we might not realize it even in the act of when we even referring somebody else, like, damn, look at how that relationship has manifested. You feel me? So if you a hustler and like just and what I mean by hustler, I mean just entrepreneur, you getting up every day, you getting to the grind, you trying to build your business, company, brand, service, whatever it may be, you just trying to build every day. You need to realize these little interactions that you have and what are the core value of them. When you like, man, oh man, that's my mechanic, realizing what you're doing. For one, you putting your stamp on it when you referring it. And the only reason why you referring them like that is because of the relationship that y'all already have. You wouldn't be doing that if the person was like, oh yeah, they do good business, but they lack like you don't like the way they communicate, or you don't like the way they talk to you, or how they treated your car or something like that. You might be like, yeah, man, I went to him, man, he did a good job, man, but man, dude had my car for like 2 weeks or something like that, man, and it was hard getting in contact with him, man. You know, they kind of more reluctant to refer you or something like that just due to their experience with you. Well, more so, well, maybe they might have had a bad experience with you, but the way you followed up and the way you just conducted yourself was admirable and honorable. And what I mean by that is, like, say like you did a job on a car, right? Or like your hood mechanic, he probably did a job on your car. And this is another reason why I like hood mechanics a lot of times. You know, they did a job on your car. It may be working, like they might have changed like a timing belt on your car or something like that. But after they changed it, your check engine light came on. Your check engine light was still on. So you pull back around. A lot of times, because with your hood mechanic, everything to them is based off of credibility, and every relationship to them is deemed, they hold to the highest degree because that is their credibility and their reputation. That's what helped get them business. So when you come back and you let them know, like, hey man, this check engine light's still on, I bring it back to you. I can tell that it's riding different. I don't hear no squeakiness. I don't hear none of this, none of that, but the check engine light's still on. Him being a mechanic, and because y'all already have a relationship, he might be like, oh yeah, I forgot to reset the button. Because sometimes that's what it be sometimes. He's like, oh yeah, man, I forgot to reset the button. And, you trusting in him because, that's your mechanic. He just go back in there real fast, whoop, 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 reset the button, you right on your way. But it's like that relationship that y'all got where he ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need to keep your car for like another 2 or 3 days. Nah, he gonna get right underneath it right there on the spot because he wanna take care of you, because he wanna make sure that he doing right by that relationship. So a lot of times when we get into business and get to conducting business, we don't really understand the management of relationships because we're chasing the dollar versus actually chasing the social capital. You feel me? You got your regular capital, then you got your social capital. Social capital is what help you also make them billions, because the one with the millions, they're gonna come to you when they got those, those opportunities. Why? Because you they man. Like they trust in you, or y'all built that type of relationship that when this opportunity came, that they said that I was gonna come to you, or you were the person that they had in mind. And then, just another aspect on it too is just customer service. Customer service is a real big thing. A lot of people in business, we don't necessarily understand customer service until we on the opposite end of it. But even when we're on the opposite end, we don't necessarily take note or make those adjustments when it comes down to how we conduct ourselves as entrepreneurs. It's like for me, for example, I lose my shits every time with the phone support. Phone support is like one of the hardest things for me to manage because I be understanding their systems, and like me, I can smell it when you about to start bullshitting me. Now I let you know, like, you about to start bullshitting me, and you don't have to bullshit me. I understand you got a script, yada yada yada. But then I start to understand that, I'm that one customer that you might try a lot of stuff with. Like, you might try out all the procedures with, and they might still be unresponsive. Not gonna lie, I don't try to be that person, but just due to my personality, sometimes I am that person. But then I also seen and have dealt with like companies that they handled it the wrong way, and I never spend my money with them again. Then I also seen companies that handled it the best way, and it was like, you know what? I literally just stayed with their subscription and using their service just due to the fact of how they handled themselves with their customer service. It had a lasting impression for me, and then I even came down to a couple of those brands. I even shouted them out, on our platforms and things of that nature, just due to the fact of how they conducted themselves and how they handled their business. Because they didn't just treat me like another number; they actually treated me like a relationship that they want to maintain and grow with. So I feel like a lot of times when we get off into business, we always looking at things from the number aspect. So we're not willing to give that type of support unless that person is paying us to be supportive. But we don't realize that being supportive is how we get people to actually pay us in order to, to keep being supportive, because they see the value of what your support brings to them. But you can't really be expected for somebody to want to, do more for you or do more of this and that if your client relationship, just client relationship management or your support just ain't there. And then that trickles down into overall life. Like, you probably got family members and stuff like that where y'all probably don't always, y'all personalities probably don't mesh well or something like that, but you have to still maintain those relationships. Or you probably got friends where it's sort of like that, like, we're very good friends, love you, man, but we just move in the opposite directions and things of that nature, but you are still my friend, so I still want to maintain this relationship. I just got to maintain it in a different way, which may be a text message every now and then, checking up, hey, see how you doing, yada yada yada. Or I might just do a phone call, check in on you, hey man, what's up, man? It ain't nothing, bro. I'm just calling just to see what was going on with you. I ain't heard from you in a minute. You just wanted to politic with you. it just may be something like that. And then little before you know it, that person will actually appreciate it, because everybody makes a mental note of everybody that isn't calling. I don't give a damn how busy the person say they is. Oh man, I don't worry about motherfuckers. Don't worry about me. Most people that say that is people that are worried about that ain't nobody worried about them. So to limit yourself on that and to maintain those relationships, because you never know when you might need that person or something like that. You don't want that the next time you call that person is, I'm calling you because I need something. Everybody hates that vibe. So how about you just be the solution? Come up with a system, which is like client relationship management in the business industry. That's what we call it, client relationship management system, where you reach out and you connect with those people that you find value in, which may be your friends or your loved ones. I'm currently working on that right now, doing that with my family and all that type of stuff, just bridging that gap, keeping that communication open. So therefore, when something do happen, it isn't a make or break our relationship. You feel me? Like when things happen, you don't realize that. Like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, our relationship didn't last. No, your relationship wasn't really built on much. Y'all didn't establish that much trust. Y'all didn't keep up that much communication. So then you allow time and things like that to creep in between. And when time creeps in between, you allow other things just to manifest and happen. But I ain't gonna talk y'all ear off. We try to keep them light and tight, but we always try to get straight to the point. It's your boy Baz, and like I always say, if y'all want to show that free support, y'all can go ahead and like and share. Also hit that subscribe button if you digging my voice or you just digging what I'm putting down. You just want to just be supportive of the whole ends wave. And then if you want to be loud and proud with it, man, you want to take a stance with us, man, because we are the voice of the culture, go ahead and cop that ends merch. And we would love to hear from you on our next episode. So if you want to leave us a message telling us, you feel me, how much you love us, how much you digging the boy, how much you feel me, all that. I need all that affirmation. We need all the affirmation, man. So leave us a voice message, man, telling us how you dig the podcast. Or just leave us a voice message about feedback or a question you may have, and we will feature it on the next episode. It's your boy Baz, and I'm out.